Hi, Erin.
Hi, Peet.
Speaking to the microphone, Erin.
I am. Sorry, folks. We've already had a scare.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
that
one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we've had noises in here, and all sorts of things. But welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to On Location. Wow, it's going to be a night.
It is.
It's going to be a night, yeah. So as Erin said, it takes us a good 20 to half hour to set this up. While that was happening, we had loads. Like Erin saw a full-bodied apparition, which is just a rarity in itself.
Never happened.
And then we have the dead bell in a very prominent cell, which we'll tell you about in the course of the podcast. And it was set too high. So Erin went to turn the sensitivity down, and as she was walking towards the cell, movement.
Yeah, there was a bang in the cell and movement, which I've never had that experience with that cell before, so that's great.
She's feeling very vibey.
Yeah.
But welcome to One Wing, because we haven't actually said where we are.
We're in the oldest part of Parramatta Gaol. Hello.
Hello.
Hello again.
So, before we talk about One Wing, let's talk about what we've got out.
Yes, we've got a lot of equipment set up tonight. So we have the old faithful dead bell. Is that one?
That's that one.
This is a new bit of equipment. This is an EMF detector. This is the new bell, and that's been ringing. And this is its first night.
Hello. And then next to it, we've got my new device, my Etsy purchase, which is a siren, like a police siren, except it doesn't make a sound. Oh my God! Everything's going off. And you'll see this one is a motion sensor detector. So there is nothing. But this is fantastic.
That's great.
I'm a little bit. It's all happening.
So this is good because this is where I saw the apparition, is up here, and we've kind of got it pointed there to see if it'll pick up movement. So that's interesting. We've got cat balls, the usual cat balls, and we've got the two candles set up. Thank you. Well, that was me. I did that. I banged the table.
So, what are we doing? We're sitting in the dark in one wing of Old Parramatta Gaol, and we're hoping that we're facing the front door, basically. Right behind us are the cells and the most active areas of the jail. You can also see a little bit of the next level. I just got a really cool breeze coming through. Anyway, that was unusual. That was just like here. So keep an eye on upstairs, keep an eye behind us, especially on this side behind us. We've also got two cells right next to us, which is a little bit uncomfortable. And this is the oldest wing in the prison. So one wing was built in 1838. The first prisoners came here in 1842. And it was basically in the older days, it was for the habitual criminals, the lifers, so the ones who had a long sentence. But in the early days, the ground floor was for the men, and the upper two levels were for the women and children. And when we say women and children, I would say mainly prostitutes. Yeah. So women who had children, but there was nobody on the outside who could look after those kids. So the kids came to prison with them. And we do know of one death of a child, and it was a newborn. And the baby just wouldn't latch on. And any nursing mothers know that fear. The baby just would not latch on. I've got to say that from all accounts, the prison staff tried to get a wet nurse. They tried everything they could, but the baby just wouldn't feed, and unfortunately, had passed away, and it is one of the confirmed deaths at Old Parramatta Gaol. So the women were here probably about 20 years. And then they decided it was to be an all-male prison, so they moved the women out. But what's interesting is where we are sitting right now, they would do their religious services here because there was no chapel on the premises back in the 1800s. The chapel was only built in the 1900s.
Okay.
So what they would do was they would have rows of chairs along here, and there would be an aisle in between, and the women would sit on one side and the men would sit on the other, and they weren't allowed to fraternise. They weren't allowed to talk. So the female wardens would walk up and down and make sure that, the women weren't giving any looks to the men. Quite interesting.
No funny business going on.
No funny business going on here. Now this wing has also got one of the best stories. When we do our ghost tours here, not so much the hunts, but the tours, this story always it's one of the most interesting ones. This was where we had our very own Shawshank Redemption style escape tunnel dug. So in 1977, it took 5 men 2 years to dig a tunnel. It started off with one man. It started off with just one man named... Did you just hear that?
That was loud. That was that one.
I thought it was that way.
Really?
I thought it was behind us. It was like a shuffling. I don't know if the... Yeah. Yeah. We will talk about more of the paranormal stuff later because I want Erin to tell her story of what happened to her today, and we've had loads more happen. But anyway, back to the escape tunnel. So Anthony Lanigan, it was a gentleman called Anthony Lanigan, and we'll tell you more about him in a second. It was his cell. He started digging this tunnel. So they had these fixed benches near the doors, and what he had done is he had unscrewed the bench and he was digging underneath. And then every night he would put, or day, I guess, during the day, he would put the bench back and screws back in so it looked like it hadn't been tampered with. Anyway, he got removed. He got sent to Long Bay Jail. And when he got to Long Bay Jail, I know there's more to that story, but just briefly, he begged and begged to come back to Parramatta Jail. So eventually, they sent him back to...
We're talking about you.
Yep. They sent him back to Parramatta Jail, but they didn't put him in his cell. A gentleman named Michael Murphy, go more about him too, was in that cell, and Anthony tried to convince him to swap cells, and apparently Michael Murphy said, "What, you mean you want the one back because it's got a big tunnel dug in it?" So he'd found it. And because he knew about it, he got involved in the plot. And then from him getting involved, others got involved. Now tell me this... There was 5 of them, yeah. Tell me this wasn't an inside job. They somehow had keys to the cell, all these 5 men. How the hell they got keys, I do not know, but somehow got keys and they would take it in shifts to dig this tunnel. But it wasn't just a tunnel. They stole wood from the workshop. They had tools. They had lighting. They had ventilation.
They had fans.
Yeah. And they had like wood braced so the tunnel wouldn't collapse and things like that. Now the tunnel went straight down underneath us. There is stories that there's actually basements underneath us. I have never been able to find any evidence of that, but there are stories that there's basements, and it makes sense because apparently they didn't need to actually dig much because they just went from like basement
to basement.
Yeah. So they dug straight down, then they dug across. Now right next to us is the linen factory, and it's still used as a linen factory, but back in the day the inmates would work in there, and their plan was at least come up in the linen factory, and that way it was easier to escape from the linen factory. So they were all ready to go, all of them. They planned to leave the next day. They had finished the tunnel. There was just a tiny little bit more to dig. They had a lovely piece of turf to put on top. And then Michael Murphy called his grandmother and he said, "Nan, put on a Sunday roast. I'll see you tomorrow night," and hung up the phone. So his grandmother, all excited, called up the jail. And apparently she said, "Michael's being released tomorrow. I just want to know what time I can come and pick him up." Yes, rang all kinds of alarm bells with the prisoners, the the correctional officers, so they did a very thorough search. Found the tunnel, plot foiled. There is a sad ending to this in a way though. Yes, I don't know if that's Tony or Stephen Shipley. None of the other 4 inmates, one of them was William Mundy, none of them knew which inmate gave it away. They didn't know, but they thought. Now this is a motion sensor. Something in front of us has just set that off. I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything. I'm looking right there. Oh, well, let's see if the cameras pick it up. But they just assumed it was an inmate called Stephen Shipley. And just this is a little bit of a deviation from the story. We'll talk more about Stephen in 4 weeks perhaps. But a couple of years later, Stephen Shipley came back to Parramatta Gaol and he was actually murdered. So what happened was all 5 of the men got shipped out of here and sent to all other prisons. And Anthony Lanigan went back to Long Bay Gaol. And the thought was that this tunnel had been like his life. It had been everything that he had been thinking about. I just heard.
No, that was me. I just moved on.
Oh, okay, thank God. Everything that he had been aspiring to, and he was apparently like a broken man. So when he got to Long Bay Gaol, he became a model prisoner, and he gave them absolutely no grief. And over the years, his security levels just went lower and lower and lower until he was on very low security for a prisoner. And then one day he was outside doing the gardening in 1995 and he cut a hole in the fence and walked away. Never seen again. They do suspect that he went to the cliffs at La Perouse and jumped off and took his own life. Did you, Anthony? Did you? I think one of the candles might have just gone as well because there was a flash of light when I turned my head. So yeah, that's the escape tunnel. It is number 4. Number 4 here. It's where the bell is placed.
Where the candle is.
Yep.
Yep.
So that is the escape tunnel. The way that they filled it in, I'll put some photos of it up now as well so you can see what it looked like when they found it. They did fill it in, but then to make it doubly sure that no one was able to
ever again,
they put this big bloody cement slab, and it really screws with your OCD. So when you walk in there, you have to step up, and then when you want to go to the toilet, you've got to step down.
It's bad. It is. It's a nightmare.
I'll actually put a photo of the cement slab as well, so you can see what I'm talking about.
But it was an absolutely it was an epic endeavour that they did. I still can't believe, even seeing the hole, the picture of the hole in the ground, how they got away.
They found bones in that hole as well. They found bones, but they weren't sure. They look like a jawbone, but they don't know.
They might have dug up fossils.
They might have.
T-Rex. Yeah. That's how epic it was, and it went on and on and on. And I know that we've got a correctional officer that volunteers here, and I know he has said, and we've talked about that there must have been
an inside
job. Now, at the time that all of this was going on, and Anthony Lanigan requested to come back from Long Bay, to come back to Parramatta to resume his tunnel, the infamous Harry Duff was the
Lovely Harry.
Lovely Harry was a bit dodge, wasn't he?
He was completely dodged. Well, it was the 70s and 80s, wasn't it?
70s and 80s. And this jail, because ex-prisoners talk about what it was like here in the 70s and 80s, they love Harry Duff. The prisoners
He didn't give a shit.
He did not give a shit. And they say he let the prisoners run the prison, basically. It was Harry Duff that Anthony Lanigan appealed to say, please get me back to Parramatta. I felt really comfortable here. I hated it Long Bay. And he went, oh yeah, he's an alright guy. He was warned, Harry was warned, because Anthony Lanigan had tried to escape before, hadn't he?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't know. But yes, good old Harry said, yeah, he can come back. He seems a nice guy. Let him come back. And then basically this tunnel. So it seems like it was a time of just permissive, we're going to turn a blind eye, but also lay the boot in.
Yeah, lay the boot in. Who knows if there was like a two-way street?
Yeah.
There was like, scratch my hand, I'll scratch yours kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, Neddy Smith was the top dog for a long time. He was an informant. He was well known to be
He was an idiot. We'll talk about him in 3 weeks. He really stuffed up and screwed his own. Yeah, he screwed his own case.
Yes.
Yeah.
But poor Anthony, he was.
You've got a quote. Oh, you've said the quote, haven't you? That he was.
Oh, he basically said, when he begged to come back to Parramatta. He was at Long Bay in the infamous Katingal unit, which was shut down as inhumane in the late 70s.
Like the circle.
Pretty much. I think it was the same Royal Commission, and it was an awful place. It really was. But he begged to come back here, and he said, I still have nightmares about this place, and I was comfortable at Parramatta. Do you reckon you could get me back there? And good old Harry let him come back. But Harry was pretty much on the take. He was the dodgiest.
I think when we do our episode in the Governors, I think we should focus on good old Harry. Harry's dead. He's dead now, so he might. Who knows? He led a good life here. Wasn't he
found? We'll leave it for the beginning.
We'll do some more research on Harry.
Colourful stories about Harry.
I do have a photo on him him, so yeah. Speaking of photos, so one of our guests sent us one of my favourite photos of me ever in this wing, and it was in the early days of doing the tours here, and I was standing at the very back. There's like a couple of steps that lead up. Not again. What is it with you and that door tonight?
It's up here tonight. I saw something earlier tonight, viewers. I actually saw a person walking near
basically from the stairs, wasn't it? From the stairs to the guards room.
Yeah, there's a guards. The guards room is here. There is a stairway, and I saw somebody walk into the guards room. I thought it was crew.
She was so positive.
Yeah, I thought it was a specific crew member, and it wasn't.
So I think that's Loki, our doppelganger, who deserves an entire episode all on his own.
So I'm a bit jumpy tonight. Sorry, I'm very keen to keep a lookout for it.
You know what I'm finding curious? I'm finding curious that the bell, this one, hasn't gone off again. So it clearly wasn't the electricity setting it off or anything like that. And this has gone off. That still freaks me out, considering you had just...
It's pointed that way, so it's not reacting to us.
Like, I'll put my hand in front of it and show you.
Yeah, it's pointing that way. Yeah, that's really odd.
So back to this photo.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was standing at the back, and all the guests were standing facing me, obviously, and a guest took a photo. And I think I just talked about how there were no executions at Parramatta Gaol at the time. And what my line normally is there were no executions at this Parramatta Gaol. There were at the 2 previous ones. But there were many, many deaths, be it murder, suicide, accidental, like hundreds and hundreds of deaths. And at that time, she took a photo. And then she sent me the photo. And I'm going to put the photo up right now. Now, what I'm going to put up is the original image of me from a distance. Why did I just see movement upstairs? Did you just see that as well?
I've been looking up there. I didn't see it just then, but I was looking up there before. That is renowned movement up there.
And then I'm going to put the close-up of my face. Now, there you go. As you can see, my eyes are darkened and hollowed out. My mouth looks like I'm screaming or something, it's just black. And my neck cinched. And the most common form of death in any prison is death by suicide. So I make a joke and say that...
Did you suicide, Anthony? At La Perouse?
Yeah, did you jump off the cliffs? I think he did too.
Very sad. That photo really freaks me out of your face.
It freaks me out. I always say it's going to be my new Tinder profile. I get a giggle. Okay. I don't think so. Like, let's see. My hand's here, and that's what set it off.
So guests frequently report, because children were in this wing when we're doing vigils, in here we've got we're often calling out to the children.
Yeah.
And guests often see movement, shadowy kind of movement.
Well, one of the sorry, that's me grabbing you. One of the biggest things that we have in here is only to ladies. They feel like a cold hand is touching their hand, and like sometimes it'll be the free time, and they'll be walking around, and we'll just hear women screaming because they felt like a little hand was grabbing their hand. There's a photo that Jono took once as well on the very top level, and there's something sitting on the railing that looks childlike. And there was a succession of photos. So the first photo, you can clearly see the railing. The second photo, the railing's gone. The railing's been blocked out by whatever this figure is. Did you just hear that? Was that? I think it was behind us, Erin. You're hearing it from that way. I'm hearing. I think it was because my back's open.
I thought it was definitely up.
So to talk about our lovely little devices that we have now, I got another device. I got it from Etsy again because, I like to support small business, and it's killing me right now because some of them suck. This is called a tripwire, but it's not like the other tripwire. It's a homemade version of the tripwire. And I just assumed it would be like your other tripwire. You lay it out, you turn it on. If something walks past it or something like that, it sets it off. Yeah. We turned it on tonight. It didn't shut up.
Yeah,
did it? It was just
constant.
constant.
Going, absolutely. In Anthony Lanigan's cell.
But Oh.
As well. Oh, I don't know how many.
Oh, there's one there going off.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know if the camera's picking that up.
I hope the camera can pick that up. So yeah, and it was this high-pitched screeching. So clearly that's a lesson to everyone to read the instructions.
Again. Oh, I'm so jumpy tonight.
This is fantastic.
That is great.
So another huge thing that we had happen here once, and I remember this distinctly because it was one of Colleen's first times of being here. And if you watched our Berrimer episode, our last episode, you would have seen us say that a lot of what happens when the guests have left, and this was another perfect example. So just above us, we've got the cells here, but then at the end, there's a large open area, which would have been like a recreational area. And we were sitting up there, and there was a table right in the middle, and then did you just see a light dim? I just saw like a torchlight turned off or something. I don't know, like a light dim. I don't know if it'll even get picked up because it was behind the camera. Anyway, there was a table in the middle, and we were all seated along the wall, which was probably as far away from the table as the camera is from us now. Yeah. And I got up, and we were recording, and I walked over to the table and I said, "Can you finish this sound?" Nothing. And then we continued on with our EVP session. And then we played it back. And thank God one of our guys was recording us playing it back. Now I don't know, I've got to try and find this recording. As we played it back, I asked in the recording, "Can you repeat this sound and do it again?" I'll do it again in case it happens. And we heard on the table, right in front of us, and you hear us all freaking out, especially Colleen, because it was the first time she'd really had a full experience with us. Thank you very much. Can you finish this sound?
What was that?
Oh my gosh. We often leave kids' toys out, don't we?
Yeah,
Up the top.
We do. Thank you. Ooh,
wow. And that's on the least sensitive setting. That's brilliant. But this one hasn't gone off again.
No, it hasn't. I've had a really interesting look on purpose.
Was that two bangs? Was that just answering my...
Oh, I think you've got to respond. Was that coming up?
I don't even know. I just heard, was it like a dull thud?
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was loud enough to get picked up.
We get whistles in here as well. I might just try, hey, copy me.
We had some paranormal investigators here a couple of weeks ago, and they got a lady singing.
They did, and it was really eerie singing too. And it went on for quite a while.
It was date night with the Ghost Gang.
That's right.
Yeah.
Check out their channel.
Yeah.
Yes, they got. I'm sure they've posted it. If they haven't posted it yet, they will soon.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was singing. I don't think it was any song that we knew. It was just
a little. It was like a woman was just absent-mindedly singing and humming, you know, as she was going about whatever she was going about. That was what it was like to me.
Erin, that cat ball's going off again. Oh, it stopped.
Oh no, it's going off again. Wow. We can't see behind us. I hope the camera's picking that up. Thank you. Can you make another one go off?
We need to have something, and I'm going to look into this. I'll look in my favourite Etsy shops to see if there's something we can have hanging. That might be more some kind of device that sets off from hanging.
Yeah. Or have a laser grid behind us.
Oh.
Yeah. That can be
all from from Four Self. So this is the first time that we've done our podcast in an actual wing, and I'm excited because we have 6 wings. We have 3 levels in each wing that we could do it in. We've got a good little episode plan for the future because we have so many stories. We've been investigating here for 13 years now. So we've built up a lot.
And this is when she's active this wing. I remember on a sleepover I had an incredibly intense time in here. Now, usually we let the guests kind of do whatever they want. We try to keep out of their way, actually, don't we?
Yeah.
But this night, I don't know why, everybody was really jumpy, and they followed
you tonight.
Yeah, like me tonight. And they followed me down to one wing.
Oh.
What was that?
It was just the candle going on for some reason because I was looking at you. It was in my peripheral, and I thought someone was standing there.
I'm still up here. And we were all down here, and we were doing ear cues, and we were getting responses. We were getting knocks and bangs up here, and then we had the loudest, heaviest dragging sound from down here, and it went on for quite some time. I thought another person had walked in to start a vigil, and I was calling out to say, we're up here, but we can leave if you wanted to. We have a couple of guests that use really intense equipment, particularly sound equipment. So I said, we'll get out of here. And I was getting no response.
Yeah, like that's rude.
Yeah, so came down, nothing. So this wing seems a bit mild-mannered at times, but then when it goes off, it really goes off.
Each of the wings in this prison they're exactly the same. Like we often say at our events that it seems that the wings all take their turn at what's going to be the most active. And one wing has had its turn. I think at the moment it might be hard wing.
I think that's been quite active. I think at times it's 4, although not at the moment.
3 wing.
Oh,
3 wing.
A few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. This wing, I think, is active in a way that, like you said, it was the lifers in here. There's some incredibly famous inmates. Probably John Chow Hayes. Famous inmate.
Australia's first gangster. Like technically, first gangster.
He was part of the Razor Gang.
Tilly.
Yeah, Tilly Devine and I always forget the other.
I'm going to say Tilly and Millie.
No, it was anyway.
John had a really horrible childhood,
He
as so many of the criminals that we speak about have had.
I think we'll do a deep dive but we get a lot of visitors here very interested in Chow.
Yeah. He was here for a long time.
He was here for a long time. I don't know if he was top dog at one point. He was a very, very dangerous man. He was pretty much a murderer and unapologetically a murderer.
Yeah.
Was that you?
That was not me, but I heard that so loudly.
Was that you moving your feet?
No, I haven't moved.
That was shocking.
But this didn't go off.
No.
So it wasn't close enough to get into the field of... I know that there's a photo of him, like they must have done like a news article or something, or I don't know, current affair or something on him.
Yeah.
And there's a photo of him standing at the old entrance as an old man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in here a long time. He talks
He's
about...
pretty spunky too. I say that about a lot of our inmates. He was quite attractive.
And he was quite a tiny fellow.
Oh, well then I wouldn't have liked him.
But murderous, absolutely deadly to know.
Maybe that's what I like. I like the bad boys.
You've got a thing, a penchant for the prisoners. Oh my gosh! But yeah, no, he was in here for a long time. He ran books in here. I know that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was the bookie, the head bookie.
Oh.
Hello.
It's almost like whatever that shuffling was has moved forward. Come closer.
Yeah,
Come closer. Just don't knock over our camera.
Set this new toy of ours off. The bell.
I'm gonna do something. Come closer.
What's going on?
I'm playing with my... Oh, that doesn't sound right. I'm playing with the thing I was about to say.
Don't play with your thing. That's
not on camera.
Not in one wing.
They might like it if we play with... No, we're not
gonna
going there.
Play with your ding-a-ling.
I don't have a ding-a-ling.
I do. I've got two.
All right, guys. Well...
Oh, there was a sound there.
I know, I heard that. And I think I just saw something. It's hard because it's so dark.
I'm jumping in tonight too because I saw something earlier and I think it's just said, oh, hello. Hello.
And that cat ball's going off again. I don't know if you can actually see it in the doorway of that cell there.
Yeah.
But none of the ones on this side that I've seen have gone off. Oh, and I say that just as I'm about to wrap up.
Ooh, that's bad. Come closer. Can I get a whistle?
We're both terrible whistlers.
Oh!
I hope to God that picked up. That.
Thank you. So I got an EVP of something almost identical to that a few weeks ago on a tour here. Got this.
Do you remember when you were in here with Carissa and you were getting the tapping and the banging and...
Yeah, now that was coming from up the end there. Carissa
the very
is
top level,
one of our...
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. She's one of our volleys. She's so brave. We were in here, we hadn't been to Parramatta for quite some time. Up she goes on her own to check out. As we were setting up, all we could hear was this banging and tapping. We're like, what is that noise? She went up and checked it out. We couldn't figure out what it was.
Wasn't it every time she got close to the sound it stopped?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. But then when she walked back down, we could hear it again. It kept stopping and starting. We have no explanation for it. It's not doing it tonight. I can't hear it. So...
Well,
yeah.
ironically, back in the very early days of when we used to come here, from the description of where Erin and Carissa have said the cell was, if they could hear this tapping, there used to be a cell at the very top there that sporadically, not every time we were here, maybe once every 3 times we came, would reek of cigarette smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely reek of cigarette smoke. So, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it might be the same cell from the description of where the sound was coming from.
That's crazy. I've often wondered about that dragging sound that I heard that night, and the thing that I wonder is, did I hear the dragging of them dragging stuff to that tunnel?
Well, it's funny you say that actually, because maybe about 2 years ago, I believe Jono, I can't remember who, but there was some people, it was before the tour of the gun, and they were setting up, and they were upstairs on the landing I was telling you about, and they heard heavy booted footsteps walking in, and they just assumed it was me coming in. So they yelled out, "Pete, we're upstairs," and I didn't answer.
Yeah.
So they stuck their head over, no one here, came running down, no one here, sent a message. I was on the other side of the jail down in the visitor centre.
Wow.
So,
yeah. It's an interesting self-audible phenomenon. So I just hope that was
get picked up.
turned out.
Yeah.
Because that's really a lot. That happens in here a lot.
Well, on that note,
good night from one wing. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay.
all right.
That's you, Anthony. I know we're talking about you tonight. Is that you? Can you make a...
Is it you, Michael Murphy? He's dead now. Michael Murphy, the infamous rapist and killer of Anita Cobby. No.
Oh.
Okay, you can go away now, Michael
Go
Murphy.
away.
Don't want to talk to you.
No, we're not doing it. No. Off you go. Yeah. You're not welcome.
There's absolutely nothing there.
There's so many, there is so many prisoners I would love to communicate with him here, but he is not one. He has come through a couple of times and we tell him to piss off.
The very first time he came through, this is quite freaky. They said, like, I can't remember what, I think it was Ghost Box. He came through on the Ghost Box. And then when we looked it up, it was actually his birthday that day. Yeah.
We had a tour here one night and there were some guests that had a connection. It was a very loose connection, but it was got that cool breeze. Oh. And he came through that night because they were here and they were really distressed. These women were really distressed. And we told him to fuck off. Yeah. I just don't want to dialogue with him at all. But that was an interesting night.
Tonight's been extremely interesting.
I'm really jumping in here. I was sorry, viewers. I haven't been very articulate tonight.
I love it when she's like this.
Really jumping in.
All right, guys. Well, look, thank you very much. Thanks for checking in again. If you see anything, experience, it just blows my mind.
That's you, Michael. Go away.
If you see anything,
Oh, no.
please tag the time, like the video, share it, make a comment. Please just help us get the word out there about this. There will be many more wings to come and more podcasts. So thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a great time. Bye.
Bye.